You think symmetry is the secret to beauty? That there's a universal code that unlocks attractiveness, golden ratios, perfect facial symmetry, balanced proportions? Try telling that to a K-pop fan obsessed with aesiosol, that puffy strip of fat under the eyes that makes idols look cute and youthful, or to a Brazilian woman whose idea of the perfect body is one with full hips and thighs, celebrated through dance, not hidden under Spanx. Beauty, it turns out, isn't a formula. It's a feeling, a moving target. It shifts with every border crossed, every trend, every political movement, and even every Instagram filter. We've all grown up being sold ideals, whether through glossy magazines in the 90s, filtered influencer feeds in the 2000s and 20s, or AI-simulated faces in 2025. But while tech evolves, one thing remains the same. Beauty is cultural. Let's take a journey through the world and unravel the very different, and sometimes contradictory, ways humans define beauty. Western ideals, symmetry, contour, and dimorphism. Let's start with the West. In the US, UK, and Australia, the ideal face and body often stems from sexual dimorphism, the physical differences between men and women that signal youth, fertility, and strength. It's why we see this model face everywhere. High cheekbones that catch the light, a defined, sharp jawline, big eyes framed by lush lashes, full lips that signal youth and health, a straight, narrow nose, and of course, clear, glowing skin. Think about any major Western celebrity in the beauty space. Angelina Jolie, Kim Kardashian, Bella Hadid. Their faces are almost angular, sculpted, chiseled, symmetrical. Social media and filters made this even more extreme. Facetune and Snapchat lenses gave people fox-like eyes, tiny noses, and hyper-smooth skin. Suddenly, your average teen was editing themselves into a version of a Vogue cover model and feeling the pressure to match it in real life. Enter plastic surgery trends. Buccal fat removal became a phenomenon, hollowing out the cheeks to create more contrast. Fox eye lifts mimic the almond-eyed, slightly exotic tilt of supermodels. Jawline filler and chin sculpting surged for both women and men. Lip filler became so normalized that Russian lips and duck lips became aesthetic categories. Western beauty is all about contour, contrast, and individuality. And yet, that same pursuit of uniqueness often ends up creating uniformity. Everyone chasing the same angles, same proportions, same idealized face. But just when you think this is the global standard, it's time to look east. Korean and East Asian ideals, innocence, harmony, and youth face. Welcome to Korea, the epicenter of the soft beauty revolution, where femininity is demure, not sharp, where the ideal woman isn't fierce but gentle. The look here isn't about sexuality, it's about innocence, purity, and harmony. Let's break down the popular features in Korean beauty. A V-shaped jawline, slim, narrow, and delicate. A small button-like nose with a lifted tip. Fair porcelain-like skin with a glassy glow. Aegyosal, that youthful under-eye puff. Double eyelids, not for sexiness, but to look more awake and friendly, and natural, balanced features that avoid extremes. While the West might praise a strong jaw and high cheekbones in Korea, those would be considered too aggressive or even masculine. The multi-billion-dollar Korean beauty industry reflects this. Plastic surgeons here don't just reshape faces, they reimagine identities. Common procedures include jawline shaving surgeries to create the perfect V, double eyelid surgery, which is almost a rite of passage for some teens, rhinoplasty that raises the bridge while keeping the nose small, skin laser treatments, toning, and Regerin to achieve that baby soft glow. But here's the twist. It's not about standing out. In East Asia, blending in is a social virtue. Harmony with the group is more important than individualism. So looking like a K-pop idol isn't seen as copying. It's about fitting in with a polished ideal. Ironically, in the pursuit of uniformity, people still find ways to shine, with subtle changes, perfected skincare, and micro-expressions that only locals might even notice. Middle East, balance, strength, and feature focus. Now we shift to the Middle East, where beauty is bold, expressive, and powerfully feminine. Picture an Arab woman at a wedding in Beirut or Dubai. Her features are striking thick, dark eyebrows, perfectly shaped, large almond eyes lined with kohl, a strong, high-bridged nose, seen as regal, not something to hide, full, defined lips, and a glowing olive complexion. In Iran, Lebanon, and other parts of the region, rhinoplasty is incredibly common, but not to create a Western nose. Instead, it's often about refining one's natural profile while keeping cultural identity intact. Middle Eastern beauty celebrates balance between power and softness, between tradition and trend. You'll also find innovations like microblading, a technique that originated in parts of Asia and the Middle East long before it was trendy on TikTok. In this region, makeup is art and self-expression is revered, even within the boundaries of conservative dress codes. And when women choose surgery or enhancements, it's not about conforming to a foreign standard. It's about amplifying what's already powerful. Africa and African American ideals, power, glow, and natural volume. From Nigeria to Atlanta, beauty in African and African American communities is about presence, not shrinking, not blending in, but owning the room. Let's break down the dominant ideals. Radiant, hydrated skin, often melanin-rich, full lips, celebrated rather than minimized, strong bone structure, especially the cheekbones and jaw, natural hair textures, braided, coiled, or in Afrocentric styles, and an overall confidence that transcends any singular feature. For too long, Western media excluded these traits, casting them as too ethnic or unrefined. But over time, what was once marginalized became aspirational. Black women pioneered trends that are now mainstream: bold brows and lip liner, protective hairstyles that are both cultural and fashionable, glowy, dewy skin finishes that replaced heavy matte looks. Even in the plastic surgery space, procedures are often approached differently. Enhancements tend to emphasize volume and softness, not sharp angles. Buttock augmentations or breast lifts are done with an eye toward natural proportion, not caricature. Skincare focuses on hyperpigmentation, hydration, and even tone rather than whitening. This is beauty tied to identity, resilience, and legacy. It's about reclaiming space and saying, "This is who I am, and I'm not changing it for anyone." Latin America, curves, energy, and expression. Step into Brazil, Colombia, or the Dominican Republic, and you'll see beauty defined by rhythm, sensuality, and expression. Here, women celebrate their bodies, not just for how they look, but how they move. Curvy hips and toned thighs, not hidden, but emphasized. A tiny waist, often shaped by workouts or waist training. Tanned, glowing skin. Expressive eyes and lips. And a sense of fun and vibrancy that infuses every beauty choice. The BBL, Brazilian butt lift, was born in this region, not as a shock tactic, but as a celebration of cultural ideals. Beauty here isn't passive, it's energetic. You see it in carnival costumes, salsa dancing, beach culture. Facial procedures tend to follow suit. High-arched brows, lip fillers, cheek contouring, all designed to express emotion and intensity. But importantly, Latin beauty isn't about one mold. It's about passion and personal flair. A woman in Medellin might love one look, while her cousin in Rio prefers another. It's about feeling alive, not looking perfect. Why beauty trends evolve and how to stay sane. Here's the twist. Beauty standards aren't fixed. They change and fast. In the 90s, super thin brows, pale lips, heroin chic. In the 2000s, boob jobs, low-rise jeans, tan everything. In the 2010s, Kardashian curves, contouring, lip filler. In 2025, softer features, smaller enhancements, and individuality are making a comeback. Plastic surgeons now do undo surgeries as much as they do enhancements. Lip filler dissolving, breast implant removal, and buccal fat reversal are all trending. And influencers, they don't just reflect trends, they create them. One viral TikTok can launch a new standard. A YouTube docu-series can make a procedure mainstream. Beauty is as much media-driven as it is biologically rooted. So, should you follow trends? Only if they align with your face, your values, your identity. Otherwise, it's like chasing a rainbow. Always shifting, never satisfying. Personal versus cultural beauty. Here's the truth. There is no universal standard of beauty, and that's not a flaw. It's a gift. If beauty were universal, we'd all look the same. Instead, we get a rich mosaic of what it means to be beautiful, shaped by culture, language, climate, history, media, and self-expression. So instead of asking, how can I look like them? Try asking, what makes me feel radiant? What do I want to highlight, not hide? Do I feel inspired or insecure? Because the most powerful beauty isn't the kind you chase. It's the kind you own. Whether it's a soft V-line or a bold brow, curves or contour, fair skin or deep melanin, youth face or high fashion, true beauty begins when you know who you are. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into global beauty, plastic surgery, and self-confidence. Until next time, stay radiant and stay you.